All right, today we're going to go over another Savate throw that we can use. And this is actually pretty common that you see in modern sport too, but it's done just a little bit different. So this would qualify as kind of like we can call it a blast single. It's like a blast double leg. So it's a standing single leg takedown. And we see variations of this in Sanda. We see this happen in MMA from time to time. Not always with a single leg, often with a double leg. Sanda, you see the single leg a little more. But all we're going to basically be doing is trying to off balance a guy, get him on his back, leg pick up his leg like an ankle pick or a knee pick. We're just going to stay high on this. And then we can either enter with a strike or we can do a full on single leg. The only difference is we're going to be down the pipe. Right, so we're going to be oriented just like we are in a double leg on this. Let's talk about this just for a moment here. Charlemagne really was adamant that wrestling for boxing was an extremely useful thing. This is what we see in English boxing, the old London Prize rules, Broughton's rules, and prior to that. But he was very adamant that we stay standing on the throws. He did not like throws where you go down with the other guy. In fact, one of the things that he says in the book is that he prefers what we refer to now as like freestyle wrestling to French wrestling, which of course is now called Greco-Roman wrestling. And the reason for that is because free wrestling is closer to what we think of as catch wrestling nowadays. This wasn't like the modern freestyle. This was basically catch as catch can as practiced in France. And he preferred that, and hey, well, we're catch guys, so that works. So when we're looking at this, keep in mind, right, when we're talking boxing, when we're talking, striking and takedowns, we're still not talking ground fighting. So if you go down with a guy, that might still count as a fall against you. And then if you're talking, self-defense in the streets and stuff, there may be a number of reasons why you might not want to go down, at least not as your first option. So having some standing takedowns is a really good idea. And so this is a good way to use a single leg without having to follow the guy down. All right, so our setup here, we've got two variations on this. The setup here is that I throw a jab and he seats his weight back. And from that, I'm going to take my entry and I'm going to pick the knee. And I can either keep the hand here or I can kind of drive in a secondary punch and drive him down. It actually works pretty well. You see this happen in Sanda a lot or off of a kick catch. Those are really, really useful moves. And if the guy doesn't go down with the punch, you can still schoolboy trip him on the posted leg. That works really, really well. Our second variation is if I feel like maybe I'm a little bit safe from his hands, as I enter, I can take both and drive my head in and blast him down. Now there you might have noticed, and I think this is important, this isn't in the text, but I think this is important, I'm turning my face towards the direction of the side that I'm closer to. If I turn my head the other way, there's a good chance he could still catch a choke, a headlock, something like that. If I turn my head the other way, he could still catch it, but at least I'm aiming towards my escape route there. So I think it's a little more defensible. And again, this should be a very fast, explosive, it's a blast single leg. So it should be a very fast and explosive takedown. All right, so there you go. 19th century version of a blast single leg. Really, really great throw. We still see it today. It's still useful, great for MMA, great for kickboxing that allows takedowns like Sanda. Nobody's really doing prize ring rules or Savate assault rules anymore. It's all just striking mostly now, but you can find ways to use it. And it's still great for your self-defense street fighting. You gotta be careful with those terms, but it's still useful for your real world conflicts too. So see you in the next one, guys. Good journey.
Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, share, give the dog a bone. You can follow us on our other social media accounts, and if you really like us, you can head over to Amazon and buy a shirt. You can also go over to Gumroad and purchase some of our instructional courses. All of the links will be provided and also on our website. If you happen to be in the Phoenix area, we would love to meet you. Come drop in for a class, even just to chat. And if you're looking for a new home, we would be happy to have you. So until next time, good journey.